I don't have a name. I used to have one, and a lot of people would like to know what that is. Some call me Trilby, and as a name it suffices. I've been called many things. A burglar, a hoodlum, a criminal. I prefer to think of myself as a gentleman thief. And tonight, I have something potentially very rewarding in store. My fence phones me in the middle of the night and asks if I know about the Defoe Manor. Apparently, the last of the Defoe line is obligingly died without heirs, leaving all family values up for grabs. The lawyers have got the place locked up tight, of course, but that's never stopped me before. And the place is, of course, deserted. Yes, this should be a painless and rewarding evening's entertainment. Hi, I'm a terrible thing, and this is a game I've been looking forward to playing for a long time. This is 5 Days a Stranger. Now, I know this game pretty well. I've played it many, many times, and I would say day one. It's probably one of the most influential horror stories on my own work. And the Gentleman Thief makes his entrance. Now, the basic graphics and stuff, don't let that fool you. This game was made by one man named, what is his real name? He goes by Yahtzee. Something Croshaw. Ben Croshaw. And, it's fantastic. This particular game is not the best one in the series. It's great. It's a great game. But in my opinion, the series just gets better as it goes. It's part of a larger series of games called the Chizo Mythos. And basically, it speaks for itself. Damn, empty. Guess the family solicitor got here first. The drawers are all either empty or full of meaningless paperwork. So this series, it's funny. I had people, when I played this a million years ago, and when I first played this, is when I first started working on the series of novels that I have out, The Pain Chaser, because there was a definite influence from this series. And when I talked to people, they were like, I can see you're a big fan of Silent Hill, because I could see that in your work. And at that time, I had actually never played Silent Hill. And I mean, since then I've played it, and I am a huge fan of it, as you would guess. But I found out that Silent Hill was actually an influence on this game. And it was this game's whole slipping back and forth between like a hell dimension and the idea of like cults and pain, and you'll see. This is a great series. I prefer to leave the same way I came in. It won't open. Must have been jarred shut somehow. Well, I guess I'll have to take the old-fashioned way out. What? Oh, no! No! Stay away from me! Stay away! What got into him? Oh, wait. I keep forgetting I'm wearing this thing. Who the hell was that guy? I was under the impression this house was empty. Locked. 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 So, nothing here. How anticlimactic. So basically, there's 4 games in the main series. 5 Days a Stranger, 7 Days a Skeptic, Trilby's Notes, and 6 Days of Sacrifice. And then there's 3 text adventures, actually, that are like, I don't know what you call them, like, I guess like prequels to 6 Days of Sacrifice. No latch, no chain, no deadbolt. So why won't the bloody thing open? This is becoming very tiresome. Should always keep abreast of day-to-day events. It's a copy of the local paper, dated last Friday. Heir to Defoe Estates found dead. Sir Clarence Defoe, last of the long-running Defoe line, was found dead yesterday in his home. Defoe, 24, was found hanging from a tree in the front yard of the Defoe Manor. How'd he get out the front door? His recent bride, Julia Swanson Defoe, was also found dead in the mansion, apparently stabbed to death. Inspector Jacob Barnes, the officer in charge of the investigation, has closed the case. There's no mystery here, he said. Defoe killed his wife and then himself. We have already disproved the possibility of a third party. Sir Clarence's solicitor, Michael Cheecham, however, has gone on record questioning the inspector's judgment. The last I saw Sir Clarence, he was infinitely content. He would never have committed such an act. Plus, there was no suicide note. Take a look at this picture. It'll be important later. Had no time to comment at this time. In other news, the society world is still shaken up by the sudden death of Sir Clarence Defoe. Sir Clarence and his wife Julia were found dead last Thursday in Defoe Manor. Our correspondent Peter Daltrey has the report. It was just 4 weeks ago that this place was a buzz of activity as Sir Clarence Defoe moved in with his new bride, Julia Swanson Defoe. Now, after this shocking tragedy, the place is as quiet as a tomb and empty of human life. Sir Clarence had only proven his attachment to the Defoe lineage almost 1 year ago, and since then had been renovating the long-abandoned family mansion in preparation for his marriage. I think that guy's right outside. The police have already declared the tragedy as murder-suicide, although many insist that Sir Clarence was incapable of such an act. The debate rages on, while the fate of the house and family fortune remains unclear. This is Peter Daltrey, BBC News, Defoe Manor. Thank you, Peter. Our top stories again. Shh, Minister. Shh. I hate television. I do hate television. I love movies. I hate television. Hey! Oops. It's about time you showed up. I'm sorry? And well, you should be. I've been stuck in this house for days. Where's the way out? I'm sorry, I don't understand. You are the guy who owns this place, right? No. Oh. So how'd you get in here? Window on the second floor. Is it still open? No, it's jammed shut. Damn. Well, it looks like the house has a new guest. I hope no more turn up. We've got about 5 chairs. If you excuse me, got work to do. Wait a minute. Yes? Who are you? Oh, I beg your pardon. Hardy's the name. Philip Hardy. And you are? Trilby. Mr. Trilby, I'm afraid you are now a prisoner. Like me, like everyone else in this house. A prisoner? Don't ask me. But once you get in, the house won't let you leave. I've tried all the windows and doors, none of them open. The garden wall's unclimbable, and I can't tunnel under it. But why? Who's keeping us here? Beats the hell out of me. Whoever it is, they'll certainly not be safe from my fists once I get out of here. So if there's something you're not telling me, now would be a good time to get it off your chest. I assure you, I am completely mystified. So how many people are in this place? Only 3 more. First, there's Jim, the youngest. He turned up just after I did. He's a good kid. Second, Simone Taylor. You probably know her from the telly. She's a correspondent for the BBC. She came here to make some kind of documentary, I think, but now she's stuck here with us. Lastly, there's AJ. Skinny bloke with a tash. He won't tell us where he is, where he came from. All I know is that he's been here longer than anyone, nearly a whole week. I think I've already met him. Oh, what a heartwarming story. Anyway, why don't you see if you can track them all down? I'm calling a house meeting in the lounge. Spread the word. I trust you'll enjoy your stay at the Defoe Manor, Mr. Trilby. I still don't understand. Just find the others and tell them to meet up in the lounge. We can discuss things properly then. Alright. I'm going to take a look at this thing over here. The bell jar containing a rather hideous-looking wooden idol. Okay. So now I need to go find the other 3. Simone. Now, I do remember most of this. There's probably a couple of places. Oh, real quick. You notice the picture has changed. That figure that was standing there is no longer there. Yeah, so I might get stuck on a couple of little things because I haven't played in a while, but I know the game pretty well. I think Simone is up here. Pardon me, madam. What? Oh, hello. Philip mentioned we had a new guest. You're Simone Taylor, right? Yes, you must have seen me on the TV. And you are? Trilby. Got a first name? No. Hey, wait a second. Not the cat burglar, Trilby. Oh, wow. I presented a Crime Watch special on you once. Oh, man, I wish I had a camera right now. This could be huge. You won't consent to an interview, would you? Madam, even if I did have the sudden retarding brain injury that would cause me to do so, don't you think our apparent imprisonment is a slightly more urgent matter? Well, I admit I thought so the first day I was here. But I've been here 4 days now, and I really think I'm learning a lot about this place. If I could just get this infernal doors open. Philip's calling a house meeting in the lounge. Yes, it's so like him to do that when a new face appears. I'll see you later, Mr. Trilby. Her arms are so skinny. Also, you're gonna notice, strange woman, that there's like no food in this house, yet people have been here for like a week. I guess maybe the house is keeping them alive with some sort of supernatural power where they don't have to eat. I don't know. Here's another one where there's a portrait there. It's a pleasantly professional quality portrait of a bearded man in a Victorian explorer's outfit. A little plaque at the bottom reads, Sir Roderick Defoe. Big bag of salt. So apparently everybody's just been eating salt the whole time. Pick up sticks. Hey! And this is where you find... Is there someone up in that tree? I think this is Matthew, isn't his name? Oh, hi. You're new. Have you come to set us free? No, apparently I'm a prisoner now, too. And I guess you must be Jim. Jim is his name. Matthew's Roderick's son. What were you doing in that tree? I thought I might be able to get over the wall. But the tree's too far. And there's this ravine just outside the wall, too. So I understand, yes. Philip wants us all to meet up in the lounge. Oh, okay. I'll head there now, then. Now, as far as AJ goes, you can look around all you want to. You're not going to find him. Not yet, anyway. So, back to the lounge. Ah, our new arrival has graced us with his presence. I expect there's a lot you want to know. Join the club. So let me see if I've got this clear in my head. You're all trapped in this house by some invisible intelligence. Right. And you can't leave. Nope. And as soon as I entered, I became trapped too. Pretty much. Why? Why would anyone want to keep us prisoner here? Maybe they're just lonely. No, if they wanted company, they'd have shown themselves. Maybe they have. Maybe one of us is behind all this. Oh, don't be silly. Why would any of us want to trap a load of people here and then pretend we didn't? I don't know, do I? I don't speak loony. We mustn't squabble amongst ourselves. Hampered by paranoia and suspicion, we only hinder each other. I suggest we assume for now that we four are all innocent. I agree with that. We five, including AJ. Where is he anyway? I couldn't find him anywhere. I saw him just after I arrived, but he ran away from me. Well, that's odd. Listen, Mr. Trilby. We work as a team in this house, and that's how it's been since it started. So, we all have to share information. No secrets. So why did you come to this house? He's a cat burglar. Why do you even have to ask? Well, I didn't come here to take part in some bizarre Big Brother event, that's for sure. Is there anything you know that would help the house? What? About this house that would help? Anything at all? I doubt I know much more than any of you. All I know is that the last heir just died, and it's supposed to be empty. Well, guess you're not much of a help then. But I suppose an extra pair of hands is always useful. I'm still not completely clear on a few details. Do I get to ask you all some questions now? Sure. Just ask any of us whatever you like. Exposition dump. Miss Taylor? Yes. What do you know about the mansion? Well, I've heard some pretty disturbing stories about it. Here we go. There have been stories of weird happenings around it for decades. Ever since the first disappearance of the original owner and his son. People have gone missing in the area around the house more than anywhere else in the country. People from all walks of life. People like us. Don't say that. How did you come to be here? I only came down here for a documentary. There's been a lot of interest in old ghost stories lately. We figured something in the Defoe Manor would pull in the ratings. And not because it would make interesting viewing. This is why I hate television. Excuse me, I was talking. I arrived here before the camera crew. I was supposed to wait for them. But I couldn't resist just taking a walk around the grounds. Next thing I knew, I was in the backyard. I looked all over, but I couldn't find a way back to the front. It was my own fault, really. Yes, it was. What happened to your camera crew? I have no idea. They probably just left after I never showed up. I'm sort of glad they didn't get mixed up in this too. Quite. Tell me a bit about yourself. Oh, that's so sweet of you to ask. We're in for it now. I'm a correspondent for the BBC, but you probably already knew that. I'm afraid I don't watch much television. Oh? Well, I do outside broadcasts for the news mainly. Sometimes I present documentaries or variety shows. Wherever I'm needed, really. Very much a Jill of all trades. That's all I wanted to know. Okay. Mr. Hardy? Yes, Mr. Trilby. What do you know about the mansion? Plenty. I read an article in this month's Treasure Hunting Monthly. It was built by some explorer guy, Sir Roderick Defoe, or something like that. Sir Roger Defoe. His wife died giving birth. He and his son went missing some time later. Hell, maybe the article could tell you better than I could. I'll let you borrow it. Thanks. Just don't mess it up too much. It's for my scrapbook. How did you come to be here? Well, I came up here to look for some artifacts. I'm sure they had full consent of the Defoe solicitors to do so. Shut up. I just heard of some old family tomb somewhere under the building. I mean, really old. I missed something there. Anyway, inside probably doesn't belong to anyone, so finders keepers. I managed to call in a few favors to get over the ravine and the back wall. Then, of course, I couldn't get out again. How many people know you're here? A handful, I suppose. They wouldn't get suspicious till I go missing for a few months, though. Tell me a bit about yourself. About me? Well, I'm in what you'd call the import-export business. You're a thief. I am not a thief. I'm a treasure hunter. I only take what belongs to dead people. Since they're not using it, you know? Our new friend here, he's a thief. True, but also a gentleman. And I only take what I'm sure no one is using too. I'm sure that's a great comfort to them. That's all I wanted to know. Righto. Alright, let's take a look at the article. It's an article cut out from the magazine called Treasure Hunting Monthly. The Mystery of Defoe Manor. Defoe Manor, one of the country's more notorious stately homes, is renowned for being a great source of untold wealth. But what is the curse that surrounds the creaking house? The mansion was built in the early 19th century by the legendary explorer Roderick Defoe in celebration of his retirement and marriage. Sir Roderick disappeared along with his only son on the 15th year anniversary of his wife's sudden death. After that, the house fell into the possession of a succession of heirs, most of whom died or disappeared in mysterious circumstances. The house was left abandoned after the last heir was thought to have died in 1946, until the recent appearance of Clarence Defoe, who managed to prove his connection to the lineage and inherit the house. Okay, let's talk to Jim. So, Jim, yes? What do you know about the mansion? Not much. We could always just see the roof over the playground wall. We used to tell each other it was haunted. Why? Were Were there any stories or legends attached? Well, a friend of mine used to say that a crazy hermit lived here who killed people and ate them alive. Oh, well, I'm certainly reassured. How did you come to be here? It was so stupid. We climbed over the school wall at lunchtime. Why? It was a dare. We were going to see how long it would take the school to find us. Then we came across this old house. And Richard dared me to knock on the door. He bet me £1 I wouldn't do it. My school was like that. I broke my collarbone playing pylon once. Shut up, Philip. What happened next? Well, I was about to knock on the door, but it opened up by itself. I heard Richard dare me to ask to take a step inside. So you did, and the door closed behind you, and it wouldn't open again. Yeah. Your friends didn't call the police or anything? How should I know? I guess they didn't, since nobody came. And that was on Wednesday. The school probably know I'm gone now. I see. Tell me a bit about yourself. Like what? I don't know. Where were you before you came here? I was at St. Trinian's boarding school, not far from here. Been there since I was 10. My parents move around a lot, you see. How old are you now? Nearly 16. That's all I wanted to know. Okay. Anyone else see a pattern in all these stories? Which pattern would that be? Seems to me the house only traps people individually. It didn't try to trap Jim's friends. Or Simone's camera crew. It's only letting us in one at a time. You're talking about the house like it's intelligent. Surely it's more likely that there's some joker behind all this. Maybe. But how did they know we were coming? How did it know to leave a window open for me, risking one of you finding it? You think the house is haunted? I wouldn't use that word, but I definitely have a very odd feeling. That's a loud plane. Like we're being watched, I suppose. Yeah. Maybe this is one of Simone's rating winners. Excuse me? Well, locking up some people in a house against their will and secretly filming them. Sounds like a natural reality TV progression. It's also highly illegal. Wouldn't stop some people. Where the hell's AJ got to, anyway? I was hoping he'd be here. He's supposed to be doing some research on the house. He was going to share it with us tonight. Maybe someone should go look for him. What, now? It's getting pretty late. I admit I am beginning to feel tired. Yeah, me too. But what about AJ? I don't think there's any need to worry now. If he still hasn't turned up by morning, then we'll have a look for him. Oh, all right. But we look for him as soon as we get up. Day 2. What was that noise? Figure's back. Oh, Jesus, no. Simone? Philip? Jim? Oh, God. Who did this? What the? You did this? Stay back, I'm warning you. Who are you? Christ, I've never dreamt so vividly before. It was so disturbing. All right. Now, let's have a look around. Our top story this morning. Police are still baffled by the apparent disappearance of television personality Simone Taylor. Miss Taylor was due to film a documentary on the notorious Defoe Manor, but her camera crew reported that she never arrived. Police have been investigating the building, but so far have found no way to get inside. The Defoe Manor solicitor, Michael Cheesam, says the only key to the building is currently unavailable. Miss Taylor's disappearance, coinciding with the disappearance of local youth from nearby boarding school, simply add to the legend surrounding the mysterious Defoe Manor. Shh, reports. Shh. Okay. Nobody in there right now. Figure's gone again. There's a lot of talking in this game. Jim? Hi, Mr. Trilby. You know where the others are? Well, I don't know where Mr. Hardy is, but Miss Taylor's up in the library. The library? On the second floor. I think she broke the door open or something. Thanks. What are you reading there? Treasure Island. I found it in the living room. How are you liking it? Well, it's a bit heavy going. I think I prefer Terry Pratchett. Yeah, Terry Pratchett's good. Seen AJ anywhere? Not since yesterday morning. He seemed pretty anxious about something. Did he say why? No. Just said something about getting to the bottom of all this. Then he left the room and I never saw him again. How you feeling? Okay, I guess. I had this really horrible dream. But you don't want to hear about it. You're taking this imprisonment thing very well, I must say. Well, it's not that different from boarding school, really. Except there's no one to hit you across the knuckles when you talk too much at night. That's all. Okay, Mr. Trilby. You notice the portrait back here is aging. The man has dark, some white hair that he didn't used to have around his beard. Let's go see Simone. We now have access to one of the doors up here because she broke the lock on the library. Hey, Miss Taylor. Oh, hello, Mr. Trilby. Do you know where the others are? Well, Philip said he was going to the garden. I don't know where Jim is. And AJ's still missing. Thanks. Sleep well? To be honest, not really. I had this terrible dream. Someone had killed you, Philip, and Jim. I remember this huge guy with a welding mask. Let me guess. He took off the mask and he looked exactly like you. No. He looked exactly like you. What does it mean? Frankly, I don't want to know. I love that reveal. I've always loved that. That is important. Did you break the lock on the door? No, I just came up here and it was like that. I suppose AJ must have done it. He must have been reading from that pile of books. I don't know exactly. I'd have to ask him. So I take it AJ hasn't turned up yet. No. Do you think he found a way out? If he did, he didn't have the decency to tell us. I wouldn't be surprised. He's kind of jumpy. Maybe he just saw an opportunity and took it. Maybe. What do you know about AJ? Not much. He refused to tell us anything about himself. Where he came from, why he came here. Not even his full name. Kind of suspicious, isn't it? Do you think he had some kind of agenda? I really wouldn't know. Of course, you're no one to judge when it comes to withholding names. Heh. How you holding up? Oh, spare me the gallantry. I'm just fine. See you later. Sure. All right, let's take a look at what AJ was reading. Evidently, somebody's been doing a little research here. Oh, okay. I guess it doesn't give you. There's a weird. I don't know if this is showing up in the video, but there's this like weird sort of flashing going on with the wall. Don't remember doing that before. So it's a good idea every day to just find the others and have a talk with them. It sort of moves the story forward. This door here is locked. And here's the swimming pool. If we look here, there's a pipeline leading to the swimming pool. It looks like the pipeline comes away from the pool and goes under the lawn. I wonder where it leads. This is kind of a strange setup for the swimming pool. But here's AJ, looking for treasure. Not AJ, Philip, sorry. Hey, Mr. Hardy. Well, look who's up. Was he just moonwalking? Have you seen the others? Last I saw Jim, he was in the dining room. Don't know about the Taylor woman. Thanks. Do you know if AJ's turned up yet? Not to my knowledge. In fact, I don't think we'll be seeing him ever again. Why not? Well, if some kind of reality TV stunt. He must have been in on it. Maybe he's gone to file reports on how all the hidden cameras are working. I honestly doubt this is the work of the BBC, Philip. Do you have a better explanation? Not yet. Well then. What are you doing with that metal detector? It's actually part of the plan to get out of here. Oh, good. I heard there's some kind of family tomb buried somewhere under the grounds. If I can find it, then there might be another way to the surface. And I presume any family valuables that were down there would be an unexpected bonus? Hey, judge not, lest let ye be judged yourself. You're a cat burglar, for God's sake. At least I have a sense of priorities. Well, when you found an escape route and saved us all, I'll be sure to apologize profusely. How do you know the tomb's there? I don't. That's what the metal detector's for. How do you know there's anything to detect? It's probably all stone and dusty corpses. Actually, you'd be surprised how much metal can be found in a tomb. Belt buckles, coffin handles, candlesticks, gold, silverware, implying something. Oh, goodness me, no. Listen, the tomb could be on the other side of the grounds for all you know. Sure, but this is as good a place to start as any. And until I have some more compelling evidence for its location, I'm going to continue my systematic sweep. Can I borrow your metal detector? What do you want it for? I'm not sure yet. Brilliant. Well, I'll give you a shout when I'm finished using it. I actually do know what I want it for. I want to use it to find out where that pipeline leads. Are you the one who dug up half the lawn? Yeah. I was trying to dig my way out of this place. But the ground really gets solid 2 feet down, and the wall foundations go even further. Well, that would explain the holes nearest the walls. What about the others? All right, I was looking for treasure. Happy now? You want some kind of metal? Just professional interest, you understand. Any luck? With treasure? Nah. Found some kind of pipeline running under the lawn, but not much else. That's what I want to know about. How are you doing? Oh, I'm just fine. And when I find the way out, I'll be even better. See you around. Whatever. Okay, so you get the feeling Philip doesn't like us very much. But, so I want to know where that pipeline leads. So I'm going to prove to Philip that the tomb is not in the backyard. So let's go up into the library and see if we can find a map. All right. 1988 edition of the Encyclopedia Britannica with Wagner and Woodlouse missing. With Wagner to Woodlouse missing. 19. Okay, same thing. Delia's How to Cook series. Interesting. A couple of binders containing architectural plans for the Defoe Manor. Probably be some architectural plans of the building here. That's what I'm looking for. A map is always handy. Okay. It's a very old architectural plan of the Defoe Manor. There's Defoe Manor with the underground tomb clearly marked as being under the front yard. So here's the tomb. And there's something odd about this map. Like there's something missing. No, it's not that. There's something here that doesn't belong. Okay, so something I don't recall seeing in the house. So this is the front yard. Right here in the site of the grounds of the tomb. And in the backyard, this leads out to the back. The add-on is this stairway right here. Because this is the kitchen. So, this is interesting. And this will be important later. Where are you going, Trilby? Hey, Mr. Hardy. Well, look who's up. Okay. Hey, Mr. Hardy, I found this old map in the library. Did you? Take a look. The tomb is quite clearly under the front yard. But this is the backyard. There's no way to into the front yard. Sucks, doesn't it? Well, I guess there's my escape plan out the window. Thanks a bunch, buddy. Don't mention it. Can I borrow the metal detector? Why the hell not? Take away my hopes. Might as well take away my only worldly possession, too. Have fun with it. Thanks. Now do excuse me, please. Okay, good. So now we have the metal detector. We can start at the pipeline here. I can track where this pipeline leads with the metal detector. Trail ends here. And what have we here? Philip's laborings must have covered it up. Oh, that didn't seem to do anything. Damn, that pool drains fast. Alright. And here's AJ. Christ. Oh, Christ. This is definitely the man I met on the landing. Presumably AJ. Looks like someone tied him to an iron hook at the bottom of the pool. But I think he was dead before then. His throat's been split open by some large-edged weapon. God, the stench. I've got to find the others. Dead? How? Murdered. He was stabbed to death and then tied to the bottom of the pool. Oh my God. You know what this means, don't you? We're the only ones in this house. The killer has to be one of us. Not necessarily. I don't think any of us could engineer... Shut up! It was you, wasn't it? You killed AJ, and now you're covering your tracks. Philip, you're being absurd. Why would Trilby tell us where the body was if he wanted to hide it? Self-report. He's covering his tracks. He was the last to arrive. Don't tell me you're not a bit suspicious of him. Look, what happened to AJ was a terrible thing. Sorry. But if we let it tear us apart, we could all go the same way. He's got a point, Philip. Oh, I see. You're all in this together. Philip, shut up. As far as I'm concerned, there's no one I can trust anymore. From now on, it's every man for themselves. Philip. Idiot. He's shaken. We all are. So what do you think? About AJ, I mean. I'm really not sure. I think we're being haunted. Oh. Well, at least somebody's keeping their head. Look, I'm not exactly in love with such an unscientific idea as a murderous ghost. But nothing other than the supernatural could have engineered this situation. And this house has a bad history. A history I think it's time I started looking into. Well, you do whatever you want. I think I'm going to look into AJ's death with slightly more sensible attitude. Where's Jim? Somebody should tell him about AJ. I think he went upstairs. I'll go look for him. Father? Jim? Jim, is that you? What are you doing, Father? What? Father, no! No, don't! Father! Father! Hold on. Mr. Trilby? Mm-hmm. Day 3. Jim? Sorry, Mr. Trilby, you wanted me to wake you. Did I? You remember yesterday? You told me about AJ. You said you were going to look into the house. Then you asked me to wake you this morning so that we could get started. Yes, I remember. Thank you, Jim. Anytime. Okay, we're going to end it there for now. My hour's almost up. The beginning of the game is a little bit slow. Oh, and that figure's back. But it definitely gets better from here. So please like and subscribe. And remember, a mind is a terrible thing. Goodbye.